Why Spider-Man Far From Home deleted that scene. It's been over 2 months since the last Marvel movie hit theaters. 2 long, excruciating months since we got our socks rocked by Avengers Endgame. And this week, thank goodness, that drought finally came to an end when Spider-Man Far From Home swung onto the big screen and ultimately into our hearts. However, while Far From Home is a delightful romp that caps off Phase 3 and helps set up the next chapter of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, apparently there is a bit of footage in the trailers that never made it into the movie, including one key scene. Wait! Are you saying that trailers lie to us? When has that ever happened? So, what shots didn't make it into the theaters, and why did Spider-Man Far From Home delete that scene? First off, light spoiler warning for Far From Home.
You don't want any part of this.
And secondly, let's get into it. So the key scene in question is peppered throughout a lot of the trailers. In it, we see Spider-Man in his Iron Spider armor as he takes on bad guys or crooks of some sort brandishing machine guns in a restaurant. After a lot of gunfire around fish tanks, we see our friendly neighborhood webhead thwip up a couple of the bad guys before he yucks it up with a few of New York's finest.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs.
What?
He then bolts on out of there.
Keep up the good work.
Because I am going on vacation.
Where in other footage, we see him prepping for his European getaway as he hits his favorite bodega from Homecoming for supplies.
Planning a trip?
Going to Europe. It's a school trip.
And then later, we get this alliterative gem that would have made Stan Lee proud.
Peter Parker here to pick up a passport, please.
All in all, it's a pretty dense amount of footage that sadly seemed to stay on the cutting room floor. So why? Well, luckily, the folks over at comicbookmovie.com had a chance to sit down with the Far From Home director John Watts, who had this to say about the missing footage. It was one of those things where it was a really fun scene, but it didn't really move the story forward, and we basically just wanted to get the kids to Europe as quickly as possible. However, it doesn't mean this footage will never see the light of day. In fact, all of it will live on in the Blu-ray release, and it appears not just as deleted scenes, but instead as a short film similar to the one-shots that Marvel used to do back in the day. John Watts spoke a little more about where these scenes would eventually end up. Yes, both of those are actually part of the same montage, which is Peter's to-do list. It's all the things he has to do before he goes on the trip, which are going to Del Mar's to get a dual headphone adapter and one of those European travel plugs, of which those are very important, by the way, because when I was in Amsterdam, I almost set my hair on fire when I plugged in my hair dryer. Just saying. He has to go to a pawn shop to sell his Star Wars toys to get money for the trip. He has to pick up his passport, and he has to take down this giant crime syndicate. That's just the to-do list for someone like him, but that will be its own little short film that we're going to put on the Blu-ray. There are some good deleted scenes. Anytime Marvel or whoever can repurpose that old footage into extended cuts or just short movies that live alongside the main film, we are all for that. Of course, that wasn't the only change that was spotted within the trailer. Eagle-eyed viewers might notice that Spider-Man goes through a bit of a costume change in one scene. While at Aunt May's fundraiser for people displaced by the blip, we see Spider-Man in either his traditional red and blues or his Iron Spider armor, depending on the trailer. While the finished product had Peter wearing the Iron Spider suit, the question remains, why switch it up? Was it spoilers for Endgame? Was it going to take too long to render out the special effects? Who knows? I don't work there. Of course, there were a few other pieces of footage that were changed.
Sup, dickwad? Sup, loser?
But we imagine that is just because of the international audience. But what do you folks think? Are you cool with the lost footage being repurposed into a short film? Would you have rather seen it in the movie? And which of the post-credit scenes shocked you the most? Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? If you want to get notified every time we go live with the show or drop a new video, feel free to mash that little bell so that you can be up to date on all of the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.